all right, and it's going to be a format of the Tree of Life, all right, so it's going to be a 10 card fold. I'll definitely add some oracles in there at the end to try to kind of solidify everything that we are going to discuss. But I wish you all love and light. This first one's going to be for Scorpio. Alright, like I said, love and light for Scorpio. This is what the universe would like you to know. The foundation of this situation is the Hierophant, so you may have a very strong, determined, slightly aggressive energy going into this Tree of Life reading, okay? Alright, so the first card that we have here, alright, so this is no surprise that this is your crown, because you're ruled by Mars, and this is the Tower representation. And like I mentioned before, it's like you have to go through a trying time so that you can really, one, grow, but I feel like this is when you find a lot of your creativity that will, that most, if not all, most people can relate to, okay? Alright, so now we have 2. So we have the Ace of Cups. Now, 2 in your Tree of Life, this is going to represent wisdom, okay? So this is going to be your Father card, all right? So when we look at the Page of Cups, a lot of your wisdom is a thought out process, okay? You're always looking for new ideas. You're always finding out new ways to make business ventures. This is what you do. Okay. Now, when it comes to the Tree of Life and the, so like I said, there's going to be 10 cards. So when it comes to Tree of Life, for the third aspect of things, we have your Understanding card. So this is your Understanding card, and it's the Knight of Pentacles. All right. Which, all right, so like I mentioned, with the King of Pentacles, this is your Understanding card. So you have the Knight of Pentacles. So your Understanding card is like you're understanding that you have to be responsible, and that could be with how you balance life, how you are patient with other people, how you are understanding that you have to work hard. And I think you understand the fact that you actually have to be a servant. If that makes any sense. And it's not a bad thing. It's just like you have to be able to give back and help people. And you're understanding that you have this responsibility. Okay? So that's why you have the King of Pentacles as your Understanding card, because I think that's kind of like, it kind of embodies how you maneuver and what you do, okay? All right, the fourth card that we have is Mercy, which is the Fool. That's to indicate peace. a peace of mind, generosity. It can represent good fortune. Now this also is a card that represents an Aquarius. So you could possibly be in a relationship with an Aquarius, or possibly talking to an Aquarius. You also have the Magician. Now the Magician is going to be your strength, your justice card, okay? With the Fool. So, okay, like I mentioned, this is peace in the tree of life. So you have peace. Like I said, you could be in a relationship with an Aquarius. Now, if you're not in a relationship or have any ties to an Aquarius, then it just indicates that you are finding positive inner forces which influence your choices as an individual. So basically, through inner peace, you are learning how to maneuver and how to grow, which is actually very vital, because you have your crown is your tower energy, which basically indicates that you're going to go through trying times, okay? Things aren't going to be as easy as you like them to be. But I think here with the King of Pentacles, being your understanding card, being responsible, even though that even though you are in a headspace where things may be going all different directions, you understand the responsibility that you have to other people and the responsibility that you have to yourself, okay? So then when you look here at the Fool, which again is your peace card, your mercy card, you have that peace and your mercy within yourself. So even though you might be going through trying times, it's like you're always trying to keep a positive mindset, because you know that not only are you personally affected by these situations, but other people can be too. So it's just important to have that aura, that mindset, so that you can keep on moving forward, okay? Now, as far as this Magician card, this is going to be your strength and justice card, okay? Which is a beautiful thing, because even though you have the Tower energy here, it seems like you have a lot of positive energy. You have the Magician here. So this is also you have the self-confidence, you have the willpower to push through an idea. Like, you'll have an idea, but you'll work on it until you complete your idea. But that's honestly how you guys maneuver anyway. You set out a plan and you accomplish it, similar to a Sagittarius. You could be involved with a Sagittarius, but that is your strength. The fact that you're able to push through any trying time, okay? So the fact that this is your strength here, the Magician, because with the Tower, you're gonna go through situations like I mentioned, right? But the strength that you have within you is the fact that you can go through a lot of bullshit, excuse my French, and still see light at the end of the tunnel, and still push through, right? But also with the King of Pentacles and the Fool, you still understand that you have the responsibility to yourself and others, and you're merciful to yourself and others. So it's like, even though people may be going through things, you're never judging that person or their situation that they've been through, okay? All right, so now the next card is going to be your Harmony card, okay? So this is kind of a card that's going to allow you to be, okay, this is going to be your Harmony or Beauty card, all right? You have the Nine of Cups, okay? Happiness. And that is in all aspects, like financial, spiritual. So that's where your harmony lies. As long as you have what makes you happy around you, whether that's financial, whether that's family, whether it's just good vibes, whatever makes you happy, as long as you have that attainment, you'll be fine, okay? Now, as soon as you don't have, like, I feel like the harmony kind of just ties everything in together. Like, you'll go through what you need to go through, okay? I think you'll be able to push through all of these things. But when harmony's not there, I feel like you'll have more of the more of the tower energy. It's like you're not able to see as clearly the light at the end of the tunnel, okay? Now also this is you have the Nine of Cups here. So this may represent, you might experience this harmony, okay? You might experience this harmony at, so it looks like you'll experience the harmony that you want, like maybe a balanced life, you know, everything that you want at the end of winter. So I believe that is in February. Now, you may have experienced it this past February, but if it hasn't been this past February, maybe it's going to be something that's going to happen within the next few, next year, okay? Okay? But you probably have begun to see the harmony, in February, but who's to say? Who's to say? So nonetheless, so you're going to have the harmony in February, whether you experienced it, you know, a couple days ago when February was here, or, you know, it might be next year for you. Okay. And you have harmony. All right. You have the Crown, you have harmony. Okay. So you have the Tower, then you have the Nine of Cups. You have conflict, and then you have, okay, peace in the sense. Okay. Then you have 7 here. This is going to be okay, so Tree of Life. This is 7. 7 is going to be the 8 of Pentacles. So when it comes to 7, this is your victory card, okay? This is your eternity card. This is a planet love, beauty, creation, intuition, tender emotion. This is your victory card. And when it comes to your victory card, the 8 of Pentacles just means that you're working really hard, okay? It means a hardworking person. Now when we look at the number aspect of things, the 8 of Pentacles, you may see, if we're pertaining to love, or any, just like, well, it brought up love, so we're going to pertain. Okay, so if we're looking at from the love aspect, you'll probably experience something in the summer, searching for love, or if you are working really hard or trying to find a job or anything like that, anything that you're working towards, it seems like you're going to experience, you're actually going to get what you've been working hard to accomplish by the end of the summer, okay? Now this is based upon like the alignment. Like if we're not aligned, then these things are not going to apply to you. You just have to be, if you've agreed to some of my readings and you haven't like just put a negative thumbs down on most of them, then or thumbs down, I can't say it's negative necessarily, but if you put a thumbs down on any of them, 9 times out of 10 this probably isn't for you. This is just people that I feel like are aligned with most of my readings, so this might apply to you, okay? Now when we're looking at the okay, so this is Splendor. This is the 8th card here. This is called Splendor, and it is glory, okay? So this is associated with orderliness, okay? So glory and splendor. So basically whatever makes you happy, right? So when you look at temperance, which is a major arcana, this is it says maturity, it's going to be maturity and adaptation to whatever life offers, okay? So I feel like it's going to be your glory you'll be able to, I think you are happy when you have the opportunity to adapt, and more so to learn through different situations, which is why I feel like when you have these tower energies that come up, you take it in a very responsible mindset with the Knight of Pentacles here, and then also like you don't have a chip on your shoulder with the Fool. You know, you're open, you understand that life happens and it's okay, and you're not really trying to be so judgy, if that makes any sense. All right, so then you have the the ninth represents your foundation. Okay, this is your foundation. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. That was beyond extra. So this is your foundation card. So this is your foundation. So this could be associated with your dreams, imagination, natural cycles, and even fertility. All right. Now, when we look at the two, there's a choice to be made. But another way to think about the Two of Pentacles is that that situations aren't as difficult as you imagine them to be. Okay. So basically, once you imagine what you want, right, and you set a plan in place to achieve them, here with the Victory card in your Tree of Life, you have the Magician. So this basically solidifies words. This basic, is that the right card? Is that it? Am I tripping? Oh, no, that's not true. Okay. This is your strength. I apologize. So when you have the Magician as your strength card, it just kind of like confirms the fact that you can get through whatever you want to. All right. So this being your foundation, where you're moving lightly through tough situations, and you're really thinking things through before you just jump into anything, just kind of confirms how you go about life. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So when we look at the numerical aspect of things, this is the Two of Pentacles. You have gone through a situation in what month is this? Oh, sorry. You could have gone through a situation in January where you felt like things weren't going to go your way, or maybe things didn't end up panning out the way that you expected it to, but nonetheless you were able to walk lightly through these situations. And that's kind of like what you embody in general. It's like, even though you have the Tower energy, it's like nonetheless, like no matter what happens to you in your life, it seems like you just walk lightly through these tough situations as if like, okay, I have to get up, I have to do what I have to do this today, which is a beautiful thing. Most people don't function that way, or can't So even you just don't let situations stop you. All right, and last but not least, to complete this, we have the 8 of Cups here. Now the 8 of Cups here is going to be your manifestation. Okay, so this is going to be like your kingdom, right? This is going to be like the reality that you live in. Okay, so I feel like even though you are walking lightly through tough situations, at times you just sometimes don't want to be bothered, but that doesn't necessarily affect you in a positive or a negative way. It's just what it is, and that's the foundation. Sometimes it's like, that's interesting. Sometimes you just don't want to be bothered. That's cool. That's cool. And that, I mean, I think that's, and I feel like that, I mean, it kind of goes in hand, the fact that Virgos, you guys are, Scorpios, you guys are very, what is the word I'm looking for? You're very private. You're very introverted. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, I feel like it's a good mix of between introvert and extrovert, but I feel like when at the core of you, since you guys are really private, and can be moody at times, I feel like sometimes like you don't really feed off of a lot of people's energy. Sometimes you have to like take a step back and like recharge, which I feel is normal. If you're that type of person. So I think when I'm looking at this 8 of Cups here, I feel like that's the energy that it's providing me. It's like, it's not a negative thing that you kind of like want to shut things off for a moment and kind of close the door on certain aspects. I mean, not close the door, but just kind of turn your back towards it. But nonetheless, it doesn't affect you in a positive or negative way. But because I feel like the environment in which you surround yourself with understand. It's like, okay, like, I understand this person's working hard. I understand this person is, doing all that they need to do. Sometimes they just don't have time, and they need to just kind of sit back and focus on them and not have so many energies flooding them. So this is the 8 of Cups, right? Okay, so if this is the 8 of Cups, so maybe you took some time out in February, so last month, or maybe it's going to be happening in the future, but maybe you took some time out to do this. Maybe you took some time out to kind of like get back to self, and really focus on you and your own energy and not everyone else's. All right. All right, we're going to use these oracle cards just to confirm things that we discussed today. But just a quick overview as far as like numeric numbers here. We have 9. So if you are looking for that happiness, whether it be like job related or not, the 9 of Cups here is the 3rd and final month of the season. All right, so you could experience the love that you wanted in this month. You could experience maybe a new job in this month here. So this past February, you could experience that. Now, if this is not pertaining to, if this doesn't happen to you now, it might happen to you in the future. This is a tree of life, so I'm not saying that this is just for this year. It could just be overall, but I'm just looking at the numeric aspects of things. So this could have happened to you in the future. Maybe you've had some contact with someone that you're interested in. Maybe you guys hung out. And then if not, if you're just in a, if you're just focusing on self, maybe you got a new job that you were interested in. Okay. Where are we at? Numeric. We also have, with the Eight of Pentacles here, the same thing. Okay. And this is you working hard. So you have the same result. As far as the Nine of Pentacles, if we're just looking at numerical value here. Now, something could have happened to you in the first month of the season when it comes to this Two of Pentacles. Now, as we mentioned earlier, the Two of Pentacles is like walking lightly through a tough situation. So you could have been experiencing a tough situation in January, okay? And then all in all, again, we have another 8 here. So at the end of the month, you could have kind of turned your back towards some situations or some people. And you've probably been working hard to establish a new relationship with someone else. All right, so let's see here. I gotta get all these cards out. Sorry, guys. Alright, so this is what the universe would like you to know from the past and for the future. Alright, so the universe would like you to know from the past that hope is a conduit of miracles, which I feel like with the Tower energy, I feel like that's really important. As long as you remain hopeful through your adversities, you'll get through them, okay? And then going forward, I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort, okay? Which is so freaking true for you guys. I find a deeper meaning in personal growth pretty much in the discomfort. And I told you guys with the Tower energy here, not only are you learning about yourself and the responsibility of yourself, but others. Okay, and then you're still walking lightly through those situations. And that's exactly where you find most of your growth, okay? All right, so Scorpio, stay up, stay blessed. All right, I wish you all love and light, positive energy, positive vibes all around. And if you enjoyed this reading, give me a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.